Okay, we are going to start today by going over the answers to your FDP worksheet from yesterday. I realized about halfway through yesterday that I had not left the answer key, so let's go over that really quick. Please get this out and make sure your answers are filled in correctly so you have the correct paper to study for your quiz on Thursday. So for 1/2, you should have gotten the decimal 0.5. And we know that because 50 cents is half of a dollar. So for my percent, we know that we just move our decimal 2 places to the right. And we fill in any blanks with a 0. So our percent would be 50%. For 1/3, you should have gotten 0.33 repeating. So for my percent, remember when I do that, I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the right. But then since that's repeating, I'm going to go ahead and add one more 3 right there. So my percent would be 33.3%. For 1/4, this should be another easy benchmark fraction. If I have 1 out of 4 quarters that make a dollar, which is 1/4, I have 25 cents. So 1/4 of something would be the same as 25%. 1/5. Now remember, we mentioned this briefly the other day when we did our foldable that looks like this. We talked about our fifths and our tenths rule. So if you want to refer back to this, that might help you. Let's see, where is it? Right here, fifths and tenths. So let's look at it right here. 1/5. If I turn this into tenths, if I multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by 2, then I have 2 tenths, right? So 1 times 2 is 2, 5 times 2 is 10. 2 tenths, if I say that and I think about place value, I would write 2 tenths to look like this, right? Because that's the tenths place. So that's something, a quick trick you can do in your head. If fifths is the denominator, all you do is double the numerator and put it in the tenths place. So try to work with that later, maybe play around with some patterns there and see if that helps you. So if I have 0.2, I move my decimal 2 places to the right. I fill in this little bubble with a 0. Then I have 20%. 1/6 should be 0.66 repeating. So remember, again on this one, when I move my decimal 2 places to the right, I'm going to add one more little bubble and put another 6 in there past that decimal point since it's repeating. So it should be 66.6%. I'm sorry, 1/6 is not 66.6%. That's 2/3 is 66.6%. Let me redo that one real quick. This one should be 0.16 repeating. 0.16 repeating. So this should be 2 places to the right. I'm still going to have that 6 past the decimal point. So this should be 16.6%. Make sure you have that correct. I apologize for the confusion. 1/8 is going to be 0.125. Now this one's a little easier because it's a terminating decimal, which means it doesn't repeat forever. It stops right there at the 5. So when I move my decimal 2 places to the right, it's going to be kind of like our 3/8 example that we did here. So we're going to have 12.5%. Okay. 1/9 is another one that we did an example of day before yesterday. So that gives us 0.1 repeating. So remember, when I move my decimal point 2 to the right, I'm going to put my little percent here, but then I'm also going to go one more place. And then in those blanks, I'm going to fill in ones on both of them, since that's a repeating decimal. So I should have 11.1%. And then 1/10, we write that just like we say it. So we put a 1 in the tenths place. So then when I move my decimal 2 to the right, 1, 2, add a 0 in the little bubble right there, and that's the same as 10%. So take a moment, check your answers, make sure you have all of this down correctly. This is what you're going to be studying and practicing, and there's going to be a quiz over this tomorrow